Hi everyone, welcome back to Aquarian Alchemist Tarot. Today we're going to ask the question of Spirit, what is my current energetic vibration? We're going to be starting with this Rider-Waite tarot deck, and we're going to also be doing a quick grounding. I like to start off all of my pick a card readings with just a quick grounding meditation. So I want you to sit quietly, or you can lie down. Ideally, you'd be sitting with your feet on the ground. I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you have roots sprouting from the bottoms of your feet and traveling slowly at first down through the floor beneath you, down through all the levels that are beneath you, down into the earth, through the levels of sand and dirt and gravel and clay, all the way down, past the sewers, into the center of the earth. You can imagine the center of the earth as a beautiful lush garden, or you can imagine it as the hot magmatic core of the earth. And I want you to send those two roots from your feet and wrap them, anchor them around something. It could be a tree, or it could be a metal object. You could lock it down there. You could wrap it around a rock or some sort of a pipe. I want you to anchor your energy. And I want you to send down your cord from your tailbone to the same spot through the ground and anchor it down below. Now I want you to open up your crown chakra at the very top of your head. I want you to imagine a pillar of white light coming down from the sun, and from beyond that, the great central sun, coming down into the top of your head. And I want you to imagine it activating your crown chakra, and then it's going to move down from the top of your head down towards your forehead to activate your third eye chakra, which is right in the middle of your forehead. And then it's going to move down over your nose and your mouth and your chin and down to your throat. Activate your throat chakra. And then I would like you to move down further to activate your heart chakra. Now imagine light coming up from the ground, through your feet, through your thighs, and up to your root chakra at the very base of your spine. Allow it to activate up to just below your belly button, your sacral chakra. Activate that one, and then move up to the solar plexus just above the belly button. Activate that one. And now it's going to activate in your heart and mix with the beautiful light energy from above. Okay, now we're ready. We're going to start by asking Spirit to guide us to answer the question, what is our current vibration? Take that one. Poppy note 2. We're going to do 3 piles. That one popped out. Okay. So we've got our 3 piles. I'm going to have timestamps so you can skip to the I'm going to have timestamps so you'll be able to skip ahead to your pile. If you like to pick with crystals, give me a moment, I'll add them in. Oh, let's turn them over. Pile number 1 is Temperance. Pile number 2 is the Knight of Wands. Pile number 3 is the World. If you like to pick with crystals, I'm going to add them in right now. So we have this Milky Quartz for pile number 1. We have this Obsidian for pile number 2. For pile number 3, we have this clear quartz. Okay, so choose your pile, and if you like to watch the selection of the cards for the piles, you can watch that part as well. We're going to start with the I Am Affirmation cards. Spirit, please help us to give a message to these piles about their current energetic vibration. Thank you. Next, we're going to go with the Enchanted Map Oracle cards. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our piles, our beloved piles. What is your current energetic vibration? Oh. Thank you. Next, we're going to take from the Starseed Oracle deck, one of my favorites. What is our current energetic vibration? Clear, concise, accurate messages, Spirit. And this one's still poking out. And this one here. Oh, that one didn't quite get flipped over. Okay, thank you. And then we're going to go to your tarot. Thank you. Thank you. Didn't lose any. Thank you. Okay. Whoop. And that one right there. Okay. And I'm just going to do one more from each from this deck. Okay. Hi, pile number 1. So you picked the Temperance card with the Milky Quartz. Beautiful angel. So right off the bat, I can see that you're somebody with a lot of light and your spiritual journey is important to you. And I think that would have drawn you to this beautiful Temperance card with the angels. Perhaps you use the angels as a protection mechanism, energetic protection. I definitely do. So let's take a look at your cards. So you've got 2 I am affirmations. I am elevated. My awareness is always expanding as I rise to my highest good. Well, that makes sense, pile number 1, for sure. With the Temperance card, you have the ability to find balance in your life, in your relationships, many aspects of your life. You may have a really good work-life balance, which is not always easy. We can allow ourselves to get very stressed, trying to handle it all, trying to get it all done. But I get the sense that you have a bit of a slower perspective, that your peace is very important to you and maintaining that peace. Okay, let's take a look here. I am graceful. Strength is the root of my elegance. Ah, that's very beautiful. So obviously, angels are very beautiful, very refined beings. They have a lot of power to help and to heal and to care, to protect. So I get the sense that you're in a place in your life where you're really coming into your own. You're really beginning to appreciate yourself. You're really beginning to be comfortable in your own skin. You're really beginning to set boundaries to protect your peace. I get the sense that you are in a place where you're ready to kind of level up and move on to the next level, where you can conquer anything. And that, I mean, conquer anything in that your goals and your challenges, everything becomes easier because you understand the way things work. You understand energy. So you don't have to fight people in order to get what you want, and other people don't have to have less in order for you to win, in order for you to have what you need in life. Okay, so we've got coming apart. Okay, interesting. Okay, I'm going to put out the rest of the cards and then we'll take a look. Wide open. Okay, pictures being painted here for us. Okay, so we have your Starseed Oracle cards: karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Okay. We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. The great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Both of these cards were in my reading this morning, actually. I just do like a quick general reading for my YouTube shorts and my Instagram, and these 2 cards came up, which is synchronous for sure. We have a 6 of Cups. We also have, I notice, all 3 of these cards have night sort of starscapes. Just made that quick observation there. We have the Hierophant. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Hierophant. We have 10 of Coins. We have the 5 of Wands. Move these over a little bit, and then I'll pull them out as we go Okay, we have 2 more cards for you. 4 of Wands. And the Page of Wands. Okay, let's look for some similarities. Okay, we have kind of a more wands than anything else in this reading so far. Okay, let's move these down and we'll kind of go through what we see here. So, as we kind of already touched on, you chose the Temperance card. So this is a balancing between opposites and kind of finding that middle path between right and wrong and good and bad. And duality it's difficult to live without duality. But being able to find a balance in a place of indifference to outcome, because all we can really affect is how we feel about things. And if we're always worrying what's going to happen, always spending our time in the future worrying about what's coming, or conversely spending our time thinking we could have done things differently. What if that didn't happen? It should have happened this way. It shouldn't have happened that way. And just really spending time dwelling on things that have already come to pass. We can really get stuck. So finding that middle path of being okay with whatever happens. It doesn't mean we like, things that happen that we would perceive as bad, but it just means that we understand that that's the way it is. It doesn't mean we don't do anything about it, or we don't speak up if we're upset about something, but it can help us to more easily cope with life's challenges if we are more open to what happens. Because Matt Kahn really said it well. He said, if it could have happened any other way, it would have. So we can second guess ourselves and our decisions, or we can think or judge the actions of others, but sometimes things play out in a certain way that we do not prefer for a greater purpose, for a reason, and it's not always easy to understand. But I get the sense that you're a person who's slowly beginning to evolve your understanding of life and of death, and of what potentially why things happen the way they do, or even coming to a point where you don't always need to ask why. You just accept things as they are. And your peace, like I said before, your peace seems to be of utmost importance. It doesn't mean you don't care about people, but it means that you put your peace above all else, because when you're connected to Source and you're at peace within, nothing can hurt you, and you can actually be a better benefit to society, to your community, if you are tapped in to peace, because you are a calming person to be around. Often your energy is very balanced and very it can be soothing to other people without actually knowing. They may not know the reason, but they feel good when they're around you. They feel at peace. Sometimes you can tell, like, you feel, if you're an empath especially, and you walk into somewhere and all of a sudden you feel anxious. It could be because the people that are there, or even if it's just a few people in a room, somebody that's there may be feeling anxious, and you are feeling that energy. That energy is transferring to you. I've had this happen before sometimes too, and other people have, I'm sure some people that are around me may feel good by my energy, and then if I'm feeling anxious and I'm in a room with them, they may feel anxious because of my energy. So I get the sense that something is coming here, where you're at a place where you're willing to release what's not serving you. You're willing to hit rock bottom, so to speak, in what it can happen in many different ways, where we hit a point where we're under so much pressure that we just crack wide open. But this is often what our soul needs in order to wake us up and help us to realize who we really are and why we're really here. And I get the sense that you're somebody whose things are starting to unravel, the life you knew, the things that used to be important to you. You're open to going that route of unburdening yourself from emotional trauma, from generational trauma, and really releasing those old stagnant emotions that you don't need, releasing expectations that you have of other people, releasing the weight of other people's expectations of you, really releasing this kind of societal programming that we have, where we think so much of others' opinions of us, more even than our own opinions of ourselves. And you're really just letting go of that status quo, of that need to be perfect and need to be somebody who doesn't make mistakes, and judging others, and and allowing yourself to be affected when you feel like people are judging you, or when somebody does say something critical. And you're open to this change and you're ready for it. So this is good. This is showing that you're growing as a soul, and you're dedicating your time and energy to spiritual ascension, to helping the process along, because it's going to happen regardless. But if you're open and willing, it's going to be such a better experience of it, because you'll be enjoying the journey. Definitely great place to be right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna move these up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna pull these ones out again. So we have karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Yeah, so we've already talked about so many of those things. Like, you're ready to meet the conflict head on. And what I wanted to say before is you're ready to take spiritual responsibility for the embodiment of your higher self. Your higher self is with you at all times, and it is watching and waiting for you to integrate all aspects of your higher self into who you are currently being. Let's check what the book says about Orion energy. I'm curious just to hear their perspective. They have some good descriptions of some of these starseed races, which I think is interesting. The constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many starseeds who were part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now, and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you're one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many understandings are caused when we don't open our heart and mind and see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive second-guessing mode instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings, and then find mutual ground. Wow, that is amazing. And you know what? We did talk about that too, like polarity, conflict. You're ready to look at these patterns that are being repeated. And if we even look on the grand scale in the world right now, the conflicts that are going on are repeating old patterns of adversaries, of good versus evil, of persecution, victimhood, bad guy versus good guy. It's just patterns of energy repeating over and over again, but with new details, right? So we don't, if we don't stop and recognize and feel the energy, we may think, oh, this is something completely different, something completely new, but it's just a repetition. And if we look here, we have we the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal, and the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. I get the sense that you are somebody who wants to bring forward a lot of truth, and you easily see through kind of the BS that humans can try to feed to other humans. I'm just going to put these out now. So you're at a kind of crossroads where you've seen too much in a way. You can't believe what you once believed about the world and about, you're not naive anymore, perhaps, to think that, people, although there is good in all people, there is also bad in all people. We are all capable of both. And the more that we look at ourselves from an egoic perspective as, oh, we're perfect, we wouldn't do anything bad, we would never lie, we would never cheat, we would never steal, we would never hurt or kill, all these things we know that humans are capable of doing. And if one of us is capable of doing it, we all have that capability within us. It doesn't mean that we will all act upon it, but it means that we all have the capacity for both good and bad, all at the same time in the same body. This is something that's unique to humans. This is why we come here as souls. We want to experience life on earth in a human body. So 6 of Cups. So you are obviously somebody who's a giver. You want to help people. Sometimes you may get frustrated because it feels like you're giving more than you're receiving, and this is natural, this is normal. But it's important. I heard an interesting quote about some of us are givers and some of us are takers, and the takers eat well. That although the takers may eat better, the givers always sleep better. So to say that you have a very clear conscience when you're a giver, when you take care of others and don't expect anything in return, and don't see it as a burden, which can be difficult, especially if you feel like the people may not be appreciative or taking it for granted. But you have a lot of blessings and you have a lot to be grateful for, and I get the sense that you are, and you share this gratitude, your optimism, your beautiful vibration, pile number 1, with everybody that you meet. And you are a beautiful source of leadership. You are somebody that people look up to, even if you don't realize it. You're somebody that people see as very evolved spiritually, as somebody they don't necessarily understand you. And this is because people can often fear what they don't understand. So sometimes people may stay away from you. You may be somewhat on a path of solitude in some ways because you're learning and growing as a soul, and you're not going to be necessarily at the same place as many people that you grew up with. But I do get the sense that you crave community, and you will find your group of people. And some of the people that are in your life right now, or have been in your life for a very long time, will come with you eventually. They will come with you even though they don't understand what you're going through or what you're doing, or why you feel like you have a mission. Some people just think life is a lot simpler than that, and it depends, it depends on your personality sometimes too. I'm an Aquarius, and it actually said in one of my readings that Aquarians need to have a mission, and it's so true. But you you're somebody that needs to have people around, and you will, even if it's not the people that you think, you will get the people that you need in your life. They will be coming, and be grateful for them even before they get here. But there's going to be conflict, of course, because sometimes when you're on this path, we can fall into the spiritual ego where we feel like our way, because we've had revelations, things make sense to us, that everybody understands it that way, and that's just not how it is. There's another saying, what's right, how does it go? Oh, I wish I could think of it. It's something like, what's right for me is wrong for you, what's right for you is wrong for me. And as for right and wrong, they do not exist. Basically just saying that everybody's perspective is right in their eyes. So it can be difficult to actually know the one truth, and I guess the only one truth can be God's love, really. And that's a universal God that is for everyone and made up of every soul, and sort of like the ocean with drops of water from the ocean. And every time I see this card, I just think that you may be looking for somebody to complete you, but when you complete yourself, that person will find you, because you will be so magnetic. When you don't need anybody, that's when you are the most magnetic, when you just are so comfortable with yourself. And I get the sense that with your elevation and your grace and your willingness to make changes and to be open, you are becoming so magnetic. Your energy is definitely heightened, for sure. And then the Page of Wands we have, and it's got, throughout the wands, they have the salamander, and the salamander is it's an animal that can go through fire without dying, without being burned. It's got the beautiful sunshine, and yellow is definitely a theme, and brightness. So you're a bright energy, a bright light for the world. And that is part of our purpose here as starseeds, is to anchor the light so that we can melt away the darkness, bring all of our dark emotions and our dark pasts from the closet, our secrets, and to shed light on the darkness so that we can live in a peaceful world. We can all feel peace and be happy and have enough. And so I get the sense that you're going to be very instrumental in anchoring that light, in bringing in the new earth, bringing us to the new earth as a species, as a planet. Thank you so much, pile number 1. This was a great reading. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome back. You chose the Knight of Wands and the Obsidian. And the Knight of Wands has the salamander on his tunic, and the salamander is a very fiery creature, can go into the fire and not be burned or die from the flames, and that is power, being able to resist the elements. So your affirmation cards: I am fearless, I am worthy. Wow, if the knight doesn't signify fearlessness, I dive into life with boldness and freedom. And this guy here looks like he's on a mission, and he doesn't look scared. He actually looks quite at peace. His face is kind of not uber determined, not angry, but just maybe even a little standoffish, like doesn't know if that's what he wants to do, but he's not afraid, that's for sure. He's willing to dive in and do what he needs to do. Okay. And then we have, I am worthy. I know my excellence and I settle for nothing less. And I guess this is part of being powerful and fearless as well, is that you don't let anything deter you from knowing your worth. And, you know, boats sink because of water that gets in them, not the water around them, but the water that gets inside them. So you don't let water into your boat. You fortify the walls of your boat. You know that you're awesome, and you're not taking anything less than that from anyone. And if somebody has an opinion about you, you know, that you're not good enough, you just don't even entertain it. I get the sense, and that's amazing. I mean, we need to be able to take criticism, of course, but constructively. We don't have to take it personally. Yeah, let's take a look at our Enchanted Oracle cards. We have Unexpected Visitor. And Moonlight. And that looks like an owl there on the moon. We've also got an hourglass. What is on her bum? I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Some sort of a pouch, maybe. And she has wings like a fairy. Okay. So there may be something that is coming into your life, something you may be hiding from, perhaps some sort of change. Something is going to happen that's going to catch you off guard. So be on the lookout for that. It's always a good idea to be ready, but not out of fear, more out of anticipation or excitement or intrigue. You know, I get the sense that you're open to adventure. You've probably been keeping out quite a low profile in the last couple of years, like all of us. Moonlight. I'm curious about this one. I'm just gonna see what they say about this one. Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical, and analytical. Follow it. So, okay, yeah, you're definitely being called to use your intuition to, this could be part of things that are coming, to feel into them and really pay attention to the emotions that are coming up, to little things. When we're focused on the moment and not distracted, we can notice so much more. We can notice birds chirping. We can notice the sun is shining. We can notice the grass is starting to grow, especially this season right now. We can smell the mud and as the ground is thawing, and, you know, listen to the different sounds, the sounds of water running again outside. So when we're really present, we can use our intuitive soul gifts, and we can experience life in a much more profound and loving way, interesting way, fulfilling way. This one was reversed when I turned it over. It says too much analyzing is getting you nowhere. Stop overthinking things. You may be exhausted from second guessing yourself all the time and losing your footing. And that is exactly why we don't have to be afraid when we're listening and connected to our inner guidance system, connecting to source on a regular basis, trusting that everything will be okay, is actually going to help you to be less exhausted. Because if you're always using your brain, which your brain has a lot of purpose, it's very important, but you don't have to rely on your brain alone for everything, because it gets overloaded. And then what happens? You get afraid, You go into fight or flight. Your adrenaline is pumping. You get cortisol released into your system, and then what happens? You feel anxious, and you feel tense and stressed, and then you can get sick. So we need to really just ground ourselves, take time to meditate and just to be quiet, even if it's just 5 breaths a day, even if it's just 5 minutes a day. And you don't have to stop thinking. All you have to do is just bring your attention back to your breath every time you notice you've drifted off into thought. It makes it a whole lot easier. Oh my gosh, this is the other oracle card I got this morning. I got the other 2 oracle cards in my last reading from my morning reading that I did. Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Beautiful. Actually, we've already gone through the others, so I'm going to just start placing them on top so we can see these a little bit better. Move these up. Okay. So we have your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creativity, accountability. Creative accountability. And we have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Okay. Let's go through these and then we'll do your tarot. So, if we look at these collectively, what do we see? Well, nature, we have water, we have earth, and we have air. And then if we look at surrender to the sweetness, I'm actually going to take a look at the Venus energy in the book. So this is telling me that you are somebody that is very tapped into enjoying life, and you don't tend to see the glass as half empty. You're a pretty optimistic person. Most of the time, of course, we all have our moments where we succumb to kind of the doom and gloom, but in general, I get the sense that you're pretty optimistic, and you want to you may be a traveler and just really enjoy the new, like meeting new people, going new places, adventures, and it really is like life is meant to be an adventure. It's not meant to be the same day or the same year lived over and over again. It's meant to be full of difference. And it's not to say if you aren't able to travel and you work a job, you need to support your family, that you can't experience life in a beautiful way, that you can't do different things, but you just have to be really present and to find pleasure and gratitude in everyday moments. So no matter what your circumstances are, this is always possible for you. Pile number 2. Your life is a canvas, so you may be a very creative person. You may be somebody who wants to make a difference in the world, and you hope to be able to do that through your art, whether you're a content creator, sharing YouTube videos like this, whether you're somebody who does art, or could be you are a musician and you're sharing beautiful music. Infuse beauty and love and intention into everything you do, and that will really allow you to help more people, and that will, your vibration is very, very much service to others. It is creative, it is beautiful, it is helping people, and sometimes it's just a matter of being grateful and setting that intention to help sending that intention to extend the kind of ripple effect of what you create. And the last one, Earth, School, Life Lessons, Soul Growth, Study, Higher Learning. So you are getting into perhaps a bit of a dark night of the soul where you're learning lessons which can be hard. You may be somebody who doesn't necessarily like to feel uncomfortable, who kind of likes to just maybe a people pleaser, and you tend to like to this may be some like a previous pattern. You may not be in this now, but because we did have the I am fearless and I am worthy, so I get the sense that you now see your worth. But one of the things that you may have experienced as a soul is an unworthiness, where you were looking for approval and validation from other people. But I get the sense that you're overcoming that right now, or you've overcome that now. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot. So we have the Ace of Coins, the Magician, Knight of Wands, Page of Coins, Ace of Swords, Two of Cups, and the Fool. Okay, pile number 2. So we have 2 aces, and aces signify new beginnings. So you may have some new financial beginnings. Maybe you had some financial trouble in the past and you had to start over. Maybe you got divorced and you had to start over. But I get the sense that you're an optimistic person. You may have had to make some shifts in how you saw your worth in terms of being financially stable and secure. Your worthiness of receiving money for your artwork if you're a full-time artist. That may have been difficult. A lot of us have these unconscious beliefs around money, and that money is evil, or that we only a certain amount of people can be rich and have what they need. So get the sense that you're overcoming that in your life, and you're coming into a place where you're comfortable with your worth, and you're charging what you should charge for your artwork or for your artistic projects or your courses or whatever it is that you are sharing with people. And people, because of your high vibration, because of your sense of worthiness that you exude, people are willing to pay that amount because they do see that you're giving them value. They feel a certain way around you, and they want to continue to feel that good feeling. The Magician, you are beginning, pile number 2, you're beginning to create magic. You are beginning to evolve into your higher self. You are beginning to embody so much more of your higher self, and you're getting your gifts. You're remembering who you are. You're remembering all the things you can do. And you are fiery. You got 2 Knight of Wands, because this one is also Knight of Wands. That's the one you chose initially. So you got 2 Knight of Wands. So you're ready to take things on. You are not afraid to make a difference in this world. You are not afraid to dive into your mission. You may not always have the answers. You may not always know what the mission's going to be or what's the next move, but you're trusting. You're learning to trust in the unexpected things that may come your way, and you're learning to trust that the universal power or the source of our being, spirit, whatever you want to call that infinite divinity has your back, and you can trust that. And you may have some moments of doubt, but this is a new beginning as well. This could be cutting the cords that are holding you back from moving into a new pattern of being. So cutting away all those old patterns that are holding you back and moving into a new way of being. And this could mean unity with others, like collectively. It could mean meeting that special someone that you've been waiting for, because you're sensing your worth, and that person is magnetized towards that energy. Your energy is, or your vibration of worth is very high. And this could be a business partner that you've been, you're an entrepreneur and you've been wanting to work with, somebody who shares your values. So I get the sense that that person is coming, but just be grateful, because be grateful for them even before they come into your life. And the Fool, and this links back to Earth School and the journey, the Fool's journey. So be willing to be present on your journey and not miss all the details. Be willing to surrender to the joy of life, because that's really why we're here. We're here to enjoy ourselves. And if we can release the things that are causing us suffering, then we can feel that joy, and we won't miss the journey. We won't just be focusing on what's coming, the destination. We will be able to focus on the journey, which is more than half the fun. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading, pile number 2. A lot of good things are coming for you. Your energy is super high vibe, and I know that you are going to get a lot out of the next few months, and there's a lot of things coming, but be ready. Okay, thanks a lot, and if you like this video, please give me a like. I would appreciate that. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's take a look here. You chose the World, and the World is showing all of the fixed zodiac signs. So we have Taurus, Aries, Aquarius, and what's the last one? Oh, sorry. Leo, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Aries. So we're going to go into your affirmation cards. I am empowered. We kind of see a repetition of that feminine energy, and that could be for a male or female, if you identify with a gender. If you don't, then you're a mix of both. I mean, we all have a mix of both, but we can usually embody one more than the other in a particular lifetime. I am free. Those kind of go hand in hand, right? So I know my worth, and I lead with vitality. I release my attachment and liberate my spirit. It's beautiful. So I get the sense that you are a real free spirit in this lifetime. You are here to really just enjoy all the pleasures, to learn to love yourself more and more, to learn to connect with Source, to learn to be present in the moment, really get the most out of life, to really focus in on that journey and not to miss a thing. You don't want to miss a thing, pile number 3. Okay, let's take a look at your your Enchanted Map Oracle cards, rather. One Ring Circus. Yeah, so that gives me the sense that you are not afraid to be different. You're not afraid to go outside the status quo, to be like on the fringe of the crowd, to just go your own way. And people may often think, oh my gosh, what are you doing? But you don't even care, pile number 3. You're so free-spirited, and just, I get the sense that you're just like super authentic, and you're yourself, and you don't care if people don't like you. If they do, great. If they don't, well, sayonara. We have flying, yeah. So you are somebody who loves adventure and whimsy and just really glass half full kind of personality. Sometimes you may have trouble grounding. You may feel a bit ungrounded or flighty, but that's something that you can definitely work on. Having the ability to fly through life, to glide downstream, is just really beautiful, and it really helps you to get the most out of your experience, so that you're not living in fear, you're not living in suffering. You are just here to experience and grow as a soul. Let's take a look at your Starseed Oracle cards. Pile number 3. Empathic Starseed. Energetic sovereignty. Absorbing what's not yours. Okay. Messenger. Serious energy. Bringing harmony and balance. Starkeeper. Cosmic ancestor. Keep the light by staying grounded. Okay. All right. Okay, let's take a look at these. That is so synchronistic. Okay, so empathic, yes. When I see I am free, I am empowered, but we talked about, you're kind of maybe a bit of a loner, not that that's a bad thing, but you kind of are more independent, you like to do your own thing, you may be an avid reader, you may be into computers and technology, you may be somebody who likes nature and likes to kind of go out and do things in nature, you may be in a sport where you're very dedicated to that sport. It may be something more unconventional, and you're somebody who likes to daydream. I get the sense that you're a big reader and you're big into like kind of whimsical and fairy tale and lore and history and that kind of thing, that you're very into, perhaps role play games. So if we look at this, one of your struggles or challenges could be because you're empathic, because you feel you can easily take on the emotions of others and you feel deeply the emotions of others. This can be an amazing gift if you know how to protect yourself. And I don't mean closing off your heart. We often close off our heart so that our heart is protected, but we need our heart to be open because we ourselves lose on top of the collective lose when our heart is closed off. But what you do need to learn to do is to protect your energy with energetic boundaries. And this can be done by imagining a shield of light surrounding your body from head to toe in whatever color light you like. You can call down the help of an archangel if you like, and really just protect your body. And you can set kind of intentions or parameters for this filter of what you want to keep out and what you will allow in, and that can be very personal, but I do suggest that that's something that you take a look at, because we have energetic sovereignty. I am empowered, I am free. So your freedom is very important to you, but if you're constantly being weighed down by the energy of others that may not be very high vibe at the moment, maybe they're people that have been in your life for a long time and they're not necessarily at the same place spiritually as you, that's okay. Not everybody is going to be at the same place at the same time. Everybody evolves in their own way, on their own path. But if you need to be around these people, you need to set some intentions for what you'll allow into your field. And this is really important. So something to look at. Messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So you're going to be able, because you're setting these boundaries, you're going to be able to help other people, other empaths, to achieve a similar thing. When we can protect our energy and allow in the good, but keep out anything that's not going to help us and not going to serve us, then we actually bring harmony to our being, and we bring peace to our being, and we share that with others. I'm just going to share a little bit about the serious energy from the guidebook. You're part of the lineage of souls who have dedicated their lifetimes to the upliftment of the planet, to returning time and again to see the light. The crystalline ones, the ones who are here to plant the sacredness of life back in, to honor both the sacred, feminine and masculine. Haha, we talked about that, about feminine and masculine energy. To usher deep reverence back in. Many ascended masters are thought to be connected to the energy of Sirius, often appearing as a shade of blue. They hold the frequency of pure love and are here to help the masculine and feminine exist in harmony. So you may want to consider using blue light for your ultraviolet blue light for your light shield, and you can call on Archangel Michael, actually, because Archangel Michael represents protection, and blue sapphire fire energy is his signature, so that would be perfect for you, I think. So it says they hold the frequency of pure love and are here to help the masculine and feminine exist in harmony. Wow, so synchronous to what we talked about. To ensure greater balance, to help us see that we're all connected and that the masculine and feminine energies exist within all of us. See, and this is what I said in another one of the readings, that we have both masculine and feminine, but we also have the capacity for both good and bad within the same body. And it's about balancing. We talked about harmony and balance, the balancing of duality, the balancing of two forces, opposing forces, like the yin and the yang are balanced. You have one, but they are completely balanced, one on either side. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot here. Go into this one. So it says, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. So yes, grounding, like we did at the very beginning of this, is very important for you, because you tend to be kind of a little bit flighty and ungrounded. So grounding yourself is going to be very helpful. And especially when setting these boundaries, grounding and setting your energetic boundaries is really going to help you a lot, just to feel more balanced and more at peace and more free and empowered to move in the direction that you're heading. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot. So we have Two of Wands. Which direction are we heading? Maybe you're a little bit uncertain about that. And we have the Queen of Coins. Beautiful. We have the Queen of Cups. Interesting. Okay, we've got more of that feminine energy coming through. A little bit of masculine too. We have the Ten of Wands. We have Strength and Four of Pentacles. Okay, so got a mix of of most of the suits here. We definitely have that feminine energy coming in. Strength, empowerment. Okay, let's take a look at these. So your challenge that's coming may be, this could either be like not knowing which direction to take. It could signify looking back at your younger self and ahead to your future self. One interesting thing that kind of came to mind, and that I've heard from another spiritual teacher, is that every age that we have ever been and will ever be, including the one that we are right now, exist at the same time, but just on a different channel. Like your 5th birthday party is happening right now on a different channel. And think about it. Like, where does that past self go, and where does that future self come from if we're only ever here right now in this moment? So this could signify that we are both at simultaneously, and this is also could be our current self versus our higher self, that we're both at the same time. We're all of that at the same time, but it's just how much of it are we embodying at this moment? How much of it have we integrated? How much of these lessons and growth from lifetimes in a body, either on earth or somewhere else, have we integrated into who we're being right now? So it could be that. So I get the sense that you could be at a crossroads. Something could be a decision that needs to be made. It could be the path between service to self and service to others. If you think about, this is not to say that you have to be poor to be on a path of service to others, and and if you have a lot and you're doing well, that you're on a path of service to self. There's nothing wrong with having money. It's how you're being. What are you doing with that money? Are you helping others? Or do you care about others? Or how are you getting that money? Are you allowing it to come to you through, magnetic energy of how you're being? Or are you stealing from others and cheating and lying and doing people dirty to get that money? It all depends on how you're getting that money. It's not the money itself that's the problem. It's how are you treating that process of attracting that money, and how are you treating people in that process. So we've got 2 beautiful queens here. And we have the Queen of Coins and the Queen of Cups. And this kind of further reinforces that money is something that it may come easily to you. The fact that the snake is here could signify that maybe you've made some moves in the past that were beneficial to you, but not necessarily to the collective or to other people around you. But I get the sense that you have, if that was the case, turned over a new leaf, and you've learned from the lessons, perhaps the karma that came from those decisions, and you're moving into a calmer, more peaceful, balanced realm where you're understanding that when you hurt others, you hurt yourself in the end, and nobody wins when we are greedy and selfish. Selfishness is not to be confused with self-empowerment, with taking good care of your body, with loving yourself. Those things are not selfish, but necessary. Selfishness is when you treat others differently than the way you'd want to be treated, because they say that all the time, treat others the way you'd want to be treated. But if you're not, but often we treat others way worse than we would want to be treated, and then wonder why that karmic treatment comes back to us. But this one further signifies that you are stronger from the lessons you've learned. Okay, so we have the 10 of Wands and we have strength. So this one to me signifies that you are putting roots down, you're grounding yourself through embodying the aspects of yourself that you prefer to express, and letting go of the old you. This can symbolize the old patterns and the old you, to expand both downward and upward in all the new things that you take on. As you get better at things, the more you do things, the better you get at them, and the more you try or fail and try again, the better you get at things. And you're showing that you're not afraid to tackle new challenges that are coming your way. You are here to learn and to grow and to meet challenges and to move into a new way of being as a soul. And there may be something that you're holding on to. Miserliness, I'm getting the sense of like, you need to, it might not be material possessions. It might be something that you are focusing too much on what you have, what others have, competing with others, like keeping up with the Joneses, or you may be holding back gifts and talents that you may not realize you have, but that could really be helping people. So you need to ground yourself and let those talents out. Trust that they will come at the right time. Be grateful for them, even though you haven't actually seen them manifest yet. And they will come into your life sooner than you think. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading, pile number 3. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. Would appreciate that. And I will see you in the next one.
And click the like button and the bell.
Thank you. Bye.
Subscribe.